So, hey, what's your name?
Alan.
Okay, we're talking to Alan. We're doing a social experiment on people's thought processes on slavery.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you think about the chattel slavery that black and brown people went through?
Again, there wasn't a really question about that, but
I'm saying, how do you feel about it?
about
The slavery that black people went through in America?
like went through.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Not a fan of it. Okay, all right. Now, do you think there should be any? Has there been anything done about that?
No, and I'll tell you, or
Yeah.
whatever. So there's more slavery, quote unquote, right now. Sex trafficking.
Right.
Anything.
Right. Right. So but my question is, you said no, so there's not been anything done. There's been no justice as it pertains to. There's been no reparations. Nobody's went to jail. Nothing for slavery, right?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you believe that there should be anything done about that?
Yes, I do.
What do you think should be done?
There should be people out there that are doing this, but it's not about just slavery. It's about sexual trafficking.
Okay, so here's the thing. If I robbed your house, right, and I took everything that was in it, all your valuables, and I got caught, is it good for me to say, you know what, it's not about robbing his house, it's about robbery everywhere. And so I'm like, yo, forget you and your house. It's, so what should happen if somebody robs your house? Don't you want that person to be brought to justice for what they did to you?
If they are like going into like thinking about what they're doing, yes.
So as long as you think about what you've done,
Yeah.
you're fine. So if somebody robs your house and I sit and think about, I robbed Alan's house, I'm good? Would you?
If you needed it, yes.
Okay. Did y'all need the entire United States of America? When I say y'all, your ancestors, we know that we're just being real, your ancestors did this, right?
Right.
So when your ancestors came over here, it was Native American people already here with whole civilizations.
No.
You said if I needed something out of your house, so out of necessity, I robbed your house, you're cool. Did they need the whole United States of America?
But we as a people are like doing better. So like we're not gonna rob someone. We can go to someone and ask and be like, hey, I need something.
So did you go to the Native American people and say, hey,
No,
we need some of your land?
because that was
Okay, now I'm gonna ask you something. When they took our foreparents and put them in slavery, right? They needed labor, and they took the labor and forced it, right?
yes, sir.
Now, nothing happened about that, and the condition that the people were left in is still here right now. So has there been
Almost.
almost? We're still in the same position. Let's think about it. We lived in things
Think about
called
it, though.
ghettos, right? Let's think about it. When we got out of slavery, what happened?
Yes, sir.
We didn't get any money.
Yes, sir.
We didn't get any land.
And I agree with you.
What do we own now?
Nothing.
So that means the same, what's the word I'm looking for? The condition that we were left in after slavery still remains now. So shouldn't something be done about that?
Yes, but however, we can talk about the Indians. We can go back to however long you want to.
So if I took your house and I said this is my house,
Yes, sir.
right? I took it. I kicked you out of your own house,
Yes, sir.
stole your stuff and stole your family members and moved in your house. kick my feet up, this is my house. Wouldn't it be right if I'm apologetic about that to give you your house back that I stole from you?
Ideally, but we as a whole have nothing to do with that.
Who?
Me personally. I didn't take your house. I didn't take your...
You didn't do it. Okay, that's cool. Give me the book of Isaiah 14 and 21. We believe in the Bible. So we believe there's history and prophecies in the scriptures. God actually has an answer for that. He has an answer for, because you didn't do it, but he has an answer to that. Read.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers.
Hold on. The Bible says that when somebody does something, the iniquity goes to their
You're reading
children.
the Bible differently than what the Bible literally said.
Well, how do you? What's different than the literal term that was brought out right
Again,
now?
if you can repeat that,
Read it,
please.
and you can explain to me what that means. Read it.
Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers.
What does that mean?
Well, how many times are we gonna do that? So
Have you been drinking?
I'm sorry?
Have you been drinking?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What you said, it's not making sense. Because it says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. That's plain talk. That's not a similitude. It's not something you have to go guess. It's saying, prepare slaughter for the children for the iniquity of their fathers. So what their fathers did, the children have to pay for. That's what it's saying.
Which makes sense.
Okay.
And that's what happens in life right now.
Not necessarily.
do you
Well,
mean?
I'll say this. The children of Israel.
My literal father
Mhm.
had X amount, right?
What? That's amount of what?
What have you? Anything. So, drugs, anything.
Mhm. Okay. Now, the children of Israel went into certain plagues and went into captivities because their fathers did not obey God. So the Bible is saying just like the children of Israel had to go into servitude or captivity because their fathers didn't listen, the other nations have to pay for what their fathers did.
Which is fine, all good and well, but we don't.
Do you believe that's fair? Because let's think about it. Let's
No,
think about it
I
real
don't
quick.
believe that's fair.
Okay.
However,
Uh-huh.
I also believe that we are humans. We have nothing to do with anything.
Who's we? Who's we?
We?
Do you know what human means? The etymology of the word human.
Uh,
What I'm saying is, you said that you said it's not fair that somebody prepares slaughter or that children pay for what the fathers did. Okay, let me ask you something.
Yes, sir.
I wasn't personally in slavery, right? My great grandparents was in it, right?
Throw this away
Yeah,
real
go
quick.
ahead. Go ahead. So my great grandparents or great whatever, all the way back then, my ancestors was in slavery, right?
Yes, sir.
But we
And
are
mine
still,
were too.
and we are still suffering from the effects of it. Is that fair?
Why?
What you mean why?
I mean,
So when
if you can tell me how right now you are affected by...
I'll show you. There's a thing called a Willie Lynch letter. The Willie Lynch letter was a letter to slave masters teaching them how to psychologically affect their slaves to be able to control them. When two black people see each other, 9 times out of 10, it's problems. We don't look at each other with love. There's a thing called colorism, which was taught in Jim Crow. I mean, what's it called again? The
yes,
Willie
sir.
Lynch letter.
Yes, sir.
Those are still effects of slavery.
Of course. And I get that. But you guys haven't left, where are we? Greensboro right now.
I'm not even from here. This man been all over the world in the military.
Have
And
you
everywhere
been,
that we touch, we only see black people in the ghettos.
That's not true.
That's definitely true. Y'all live in trailer parks. We live in the hood.
Name one place that's not true.
You guys think that.
How you gonna tell black people what black people see in black people neighborhoods?
That's fun.
Do you live in Claremont on Phillips Avenue?
No, I'm not from here.
Where you from?
Boston.
Boston. I guarantee you. I went to Connecticut one time.
Hey, right.
There is a project in every city in America, and the people that live there look like us.
But why? No. Why do? Again, you said people look like you, which is what? Black?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So why are they going towards the area?
Why do they live in the hood?
Yes, sir.
Let's think about this. When we got out of slavery, we left with zero money, zero land, zero resources. You basically let people go in a country that they never seen before with nothing. Hold on.
Yeah.
So we had to lift ourselves up by our own bootstraps.
Yes,
right?
sir. And
How do you expect the people? How do you expect people to thrive when you had a 400-year head start?
Okay, but I don't get that.
You said what?
I don't have, I personally brought myself up from bootstraps.
No, you
So,
didn't.
yeah, I'm about to say you can't.
So
What do you
let
mean I
me
didn't?
show you the difference, right? So, in the 20s and the 30s, when black people were building their own communities,
Okay.
you had Tulsa, Oklahoma. You had Wilmington, North Carolina. Durham, North Carolina. They called them Black Wall Streets because of segregation. So
Yes,
we
sir.
were forced to build our own communities, and we did so.
Yes, sir.
So we had banks. We had our
That's a
own
good point.
institutions.
You
we
were
had
not,
cleaners.
You
Hold
were
up.
not there,
Hold up.
though.
Yo, so history didn't happen because I wasn't there?
Right, come on.
So focus.
history.
Hold on, you gotta let him finish.
Yeah, let me finish. So we had those communities. Do you know how they ended? Do you know how those communities?
Not well.
Why?
How though?
Why not?
How did they end?
Why not?
Because of racial and segregation.
Not segregation.
No, not segregation.
Huh?
Because white people showed up and burned all the buildings down and started hanging people and killing people. And then they gentrified those areas. And then those areas began looking like this.
Okay.
And then they
However,
created hoods and
personally-
ghettos and forced black people to live there.
Do you know about redlining?
Correct.
I personally have never done that.
It doesn't matter
I
that
was-
you didn't do
because you
it.
benefited.
I know that.
Do you know you currently benefit from that right now?
I'm not.
That's what we're trying
How old
to
are
show
you? How old are you? You don't mind.
31.
You are 31. Watch this. If I walked around
Raise your hand if you're
downtown,
30s.
if I walked around downtown drunk, the police would be
You're
on my
not-
ass.
Yeah.
You, being a white man in America, can walk around
And
and live in freedom and have a good time, get drunk and bar hop, and nothing will ever happen to you, right? We get caught with a cell phone in our hand and the police pull up and they shoot us.
Yes, sir. And I agree with that. And I
So don't you think something should be done about that?
yes, but
What should be
how-
done?
I don't know. How should we do that?
I'll start you off with something going all the way back to the beginning of the United States of America. You talked about the Native American people, how they lived here before.
Wait,
Hold on, you gotta let me
hey.
finish. You like to talk before you hear the whole matter. You gotta let me finish,
Yes, sir.
so you can understand my thought process.
So is
All
that
right.
the Bible?
Yes. Now watch this. Native American people lived here before your people came over here, right?
Sure.
They had whole civilizations
What do
and
you mean,
everything. You ain't
your
let me
people?
finish.
Hold on.
Europeans, so-called white people, right?
Sure.
Now,
Yes, sir.
when they got off the boats, the white people got off the boats, the Native American people actually helped them survive here. What did the so-called white people do? They gave them
fucked up.
they gave them blankets with smallpox in them.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
They had a thing of Buffalo Massacre of 1873, where they
Yes, sir.
said for every buffalo killed is one Indian dead because they killed off their food source.
Right.
And then they took over the land and they made it this. Wouldn't it be right if people are so apologetic or they feel so terribly about what happened for you to give them their whole land back?
Which is fine, but
Is that fine?
again,
Because where would you go?
you were talking about the
You got to answer that before you go to that point.
what?
Wouldn't that be
Well,
right?
I'd go back to fucking wherever.
Well, why don't you do that?
That's fine.
Let's think about it. Guess what? Do you know that the United States of America is still profiting off of cotton that was picked in slavery?
Absolutely right.
Yes, sir.
The money that's in your
And
pocket,
tobacco.
the tobacco, and everything, the money that's in your pocket,
Yes.
the Federal Reserve still profits off of the slavery that happened 400 years ago.
Yes.
And guess who runs the Federal Reserve and the World Bank
White
and all the?
people.
Okay, so guess what? The money in your pocket belongs to us. Wouldn't it be right for you to give us their money?
That's fine. And
Where's it at?
I'll do it.
See?
Fight for that.
All words, no act. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now,
You're going to have to wash your hands after that.
damn, ain't shit in here.
I don't know about that shit.
Yeah, I know. Where your money at, man? Where your money at?
Yeah, exactly.
He said exactly. No, wait.
Bank card.
You're right. He got Chase.
No, you can actually take every one of those and do what
Right, before I get to the store, you gonna have that shit cut off.
Somebody stole my
Right.
card.
But you see what I'm saying?
I did.
So, but it would be if people were apologetic for the results of slavery that black people still suffer from today, you will give the Native American man his land back, and you will give up all your money to the people that you profited off of slavery from now. And this is why I say this, because everybody says they feel bad about slavery until we say stop profiting off of it or stop benefiting. Even the what do they call it? White privilege.
Right.
When we say give that up, because hey, you think you don't have it, but you do, right?
Fact.
Even when we say give that up, I don't know about that.
Yes. Yes,
I don't
sir.
know about that.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna ask you a question that he asked somebody
You wouldn't
earlier.
give that up. Go ahead.
What are you actively doing right now, today?
Nothing.
Why not? Because you don't care.
No, it's not. I don't care. It's just it's not.
It's not your problem.
It's not affecting.
So it's showing you that the white man, that by and large, because it does not affect him, he does nothing to reverse what his people did. That's basically what you're saying.
No, that's.
So
not
you
what's
might have to
happening.
restate your thought process, because that's basically what you said. Nah, but
Yeah.
for real, are you gonna? Do you? So you say you, because it does not affect you, you're not gonna do anything to change what your people did to make our lives more comfortable here in this country.
You're talking about someone or people that 100 years ago.
Well, so, and hundreds of years later, you're still profiting off of it. We showed you that. So
Profiting off it.
we're not. When I say you, I'm not talking about
I
Alan.
personally am
I'm
not.
talking about your people still profit off of it, and we still suffer from it. So
Well,
there's something that must
Again,
be done.
I'm not.
But that has nothing to do with it. That don't mean it's because you would. Guess what? If you go to the bank, right, and ask for a loan.
Yeah.
If you go to the bank and ask for a loan, right, you are. Do you know
I'm not
that?
gonna get one.
Well, that's mine because your credit fucked up. But
Right.
that's neither here nor there. Do you know that it's been brought out that Wells Fargo has what's the word I'm looking
lender
for?
discrimination.
Wells Fargo has been practicing lender discrimination. So
Okay.
because we can have the same credit score,
Yes, sir.
and you will get the loan and I wouldn't.
Why not?
What are you doing to change that?
Nothing.
Because you're going to get the loan, so it doesn't matter because it don't affect you.
Fair enough. But are you going to get the loan? Are you
That
going?
was just an example.
Are you going to get the loan? Yes or no?
So here's the point. Here's the point.
Let him get this.
Here's the point. White people don't give a damn
Hey, facts.
about what happened to your people, nor are they going to do anything to change it. They're going to come to Greensboro,
You're
downtown,
literally
and get
saying
drunk
your people.
out their mind, and then, hey, fuck it. It does not directly affect me. Hey, live and direct,
However,
man. Live and
okay.
direct.